So we're looking at an industry where higher costs, consumer confidence, all of these things are starting to impact their willingness to spend. And so as we look ahead to 2023 and our full year forecast, we definitely see a slowdown that's going to be occurring here. Last year, the industry was up about 11%. This year, it'll be up, maybe about 6.5%. And so growth is definitely decelerating and slowing down. We think consumers are really watching what they spend. They're being impacted by the higher prices and adjusting their behavior accordingly. And so the slower growth is something that is playing out across a lot of segments. Again, we're not forecasting any kind of decline. I mean, even with some type of slowdown in the economy, potential recession, we still think the industry is going to be up and continue to grow, but slower than it has been over the last couple of years. Well, I think when you look at chains, and the top 500 restaurant chains have consistently outperformed the broader industry. They tend to have deeper pockets. They invest more in their digital technologies. They've got more geographic spread. And so the chain market is very resilient and has been able to invest and drive digital strategies that are helping them grow much more so than the independent restaurants are. Yeah, I think as you talk about digital engagement and restaurants wanting to sort of go where the consumer is, increasingly we're seeing consumers order online on their phone digitally. And so chains in return are building these digital loyalty programs to not only capture their customers' information, but to create customer intimacy and understand what they're ordering and drive incremental sales. And we're seeing it play out on the apps and online where they're gamifying, where they're creating check-in opportunities, a lot of investment. Now, only about 20% of fast food restaurants currently have any type of loyalty program. So it's still something that we're seeing a lot more investment in. But that's kind of the new frontier in terms of how chains particularly are reaching their patrons and trying to engage with them in a more digital way. Labor is a challenge. Certainly, if you look at just the numbers from the government, the labor market is almost recovered from the restaurant and hospitality business. It doesn't feel that way for a lot of restaurants because they're still hunting for qualified chefs and general managers and everyone. So the labor situation has shifted, and really now the power and the leverage is with the worker. And so we're seeing these unionization efforts, and we've seen the California FAST Act all kind of giving more leverage to the worker. And that's something we think is going to continue because the labor situation is not really improving anytime soon. And so that leverage is now shifted to the worker, and it's something that's going to lead to higher labor costs, higher benefit costs, and just more challenging situations for restaurants as they continue to figure out how to staff and run their restaurants. Yeah, I think we're still seeing a fairly large portion of consumers that are either in a hybrid or work from home situation. We're not back by any stretch to where we were pre-pandemic, and really how that impacts the industry is primarily, well, two ways. There's sort of the business districts and areas where workers used to go, convenience stores, things that were routine on their commutes. And then we're also seeing it play out more in the residential areas where those workers are now working from home, where maybe there's been an increase and a shift in sales out to those areas. And so it's really changing how and where restaurants strategically are locating themselves and where those opportunities are. And again, a lot of the hybrid work is, I think, kind of here to stay. I don't know that we'll get back anytime real soon to where we were pre-pandemic in terms of the work and the in-office situation. So that's something that's more of a long-term shift in the industry as well.